So just went for a little bit of a walk and see what I can find for some resources. I think I might was in the forest just on the north side of Group Use 2 here, but I guess from a lot of the heavy snow that we've had, some of these larger, I believe this is white pine, branches are broken off, leaving you with a lot of the really new growth. You can see that. This stuff makes phenomenal tea. I'm gonna snap off a couple of these. There's a nice new one there. And for those of you that don't know, well, a lot of you do know, pine needle tea is very, very, very high in vitamin C. And I just passed. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? There's a really nice small dead pine. I don't know where the thing went now. Gee whiz. It's up in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Might be it. Yeah, this looks like it. But as you can see, the temperature's warmed up so much that all the snow right now that's on the leaves or on the pine trees and the needles is all melting because the sun's come out, and it actually sounds and feels like it's raining, but it's not. Maybe I'll leave that guy alone. I can find some wood closer to where I was for firewood. But yeah, so we're just gonna walk back to where I had my fire going there and see about getting some pine needle tea on the brew. A little bit of water left here, hopefully enough to make a cup of tea. Figured, yeah, I can do all my videos just kind of stationary. Well, I'm just kind of walking here. I think he's over there leading the way. But yeah, it's completely, I don't know if you can see water droplets and stuff on me, but conditions like this right now, it's above zero. It's probably about 3-4 degrees Celsius. All the snow is extremely wet, which is good if you need to melt snow to make water. However, the trade-off is everything you have, if you put it in the snow, is going to get saturated with moisture. We're going to walk back over. I had just a little bit of embers going in the pit still, so I'll find myself some pine twigs and get her going again. Just kind of waiting on a call to go in. So I'm only about 10-15 minutes from home, so it's nothing to, run back to the car and off I go. Pick up my tools. Have at her. There's lots of firewood around here. Nikki's just over there in the. Hey, Nick. There you are. I'll come back over. See about getting some tea on. Back into the shelter here. Yeah, there's still got some embers going. So I'm gonna pause you. And actually, I'm not. I'm just gonna come over here. We're gonna get some more kindling. Do-do-do-do. These little buffer zones see quite a bit of traffic. Sometimes you're actually doing the area a favor if you take some of the lower branches. This is what I used for making my twig bundle earlier to get the fire going. Because it opens up a spot for people to pitch tents, tarps. And what it does is, and I know this from great experience, when the kids are told to not run in camp, they tend to do the exact opposite of what you tell them. So by trimming away some of the low-hanging dead, usually to about head level, you actually eliminate some of the hazards, because they tend to not really care where they're going. They just run. So we're gonna come back and collect some of this. This I can grab right now, actually. Come on, Nick. Come here. Oh, there. White dog, white snow, brown on the back. She literally has the perfect camo for living in the bush. A lot of times when I go out to areas where you're allowed to bring firearms, I'll throw something blaze orange on her because she looks like a coyote some days. Oh, bumping you there. Take off the haver. Heard myself a little stick here, but take some of these coals and stuff back in. Let's keep that. There we go. Tending a fire is one of the things that you really want to be able to do when you're in the woods. So I'm going to pause you while I break this tree up, and I'll get back to you. So I've stripped some of the needles off of the pine, and I have chopped them up into smaller sections. And we're going to put them into the cup. And before we do that, I go over and get some water. Fire's cooking up there. A lot of guys do this, and they don't steep the tea. They tend to try and boil it, and that's not really the best way. It kind of gives it a bit of a bitter taste to it after. So we're just going to set the cup in there like so. And once those logs get going there should be enough heat in there to heat that water. It's clean water, I don't need to boil it. But I'm also gonna, once those logs get going, rake them closer around the cup to help the heat transfer into the cup. So And a little chunk of concrete that the cup is sitting on to get it up off the bottom so that the heat gets around it. And yeah. Actually, some of these I think that they broke off were a little on the sappy side. It's hot in there. Switch hands. Barbecuing my hands here, guys. Whoa. Do this without dumping. The cup. Whew. Yeah. Now I'll get that cup nice and hot. There's lots of heat in there, so this shouldn't take all that long. And once I got the hot water going, I can start steeping my needles. And a little bit of ash and stuff in there, and it's not gonna affect nothing. It'll be nice and tasty. Looks like I got like an old chunk of spring or something in there. I don't know what. Bottom of this fire pit. That's exactly what it is. Old chunk of metal. Lay that in there. Yeah. Taking these. Gather up just some small stuff. Man, is it wet out here. Crazy wet out here. Walk over and see if there's anything else dry over here. I'm sure that there is. Larger branches. This is sort of up off the ground. Make use of that. We need a lot of wood. Just a little bit. Once you got the heat, the wood will burn. Knock off the I think I'm already getting some sizzleage going in there. It still snaps, so a little bit of moisture probably just on the outside of the wood. There. That should do that. And I'm just going to stop you. So we got some bubbles starting to form in our cup. I'm just going to bring that, let that go hopefully to a rolling boil. And yeah, pull it off and steep my tea. Almost didn't even need all the kindling. Funny how that works. The cup is getting reflective heat from the side walls of from the pit, and being up off the ground, it's getting heat right from pretty much underneath it. I wish I could have put a little bit more coals around all the way around the cup, which would have been good, but this is working just fine. Nikki's decided to get high and dry on a picnic table here. Crazy mutt. Hey, Nikki, are you crazy mutt? Are you crazy mutt? Yeah. Say hi to the folks. See? Yeah. You're a goof. You're a goof. Nikki, come up here. Yeah. Are you pretty? Nikki, are you pretty? I think you're bored. Are you bored? Wanna play fetch? I burned your stick. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get back to that to you when I steep the needles. Okay. Big bubbles, no troubles. Got a nice rolling boil in there. Now comes the fun part. I gotta get new leather gloves. 1, 2, 3, go. Ah, yeah. Mechanics gloves don't work all that well. So now we pulled that off. We will walk over and grab our handful of pine needles, and we will dump them into the water. Take our stick, stir that up. My old leather. I just got a text message or a message from that place that does the silk maps in the States. Apparently they can do Canadian maps, so I'm interested in getting some Canadian maps made of the areas that I go to. And the silk maps were issued to pilots in World War II, probably and in World War One. They were easier to conceal, they were cloth, they were quite durable, and they were a heck of a lot easier to hide. They could sew them into clothing, they could do pretty much almost anything that they wanted, you know, with these style of maps. So I'm totally interested in getting some for the areas that I operate in. And yeah, so that's that. So I am going to take my rest of my kindling and throw it on there for fun. Nothing crazy, but yeah. One of these days I'll be able to afford a GoPro and then you guys can follow me around. But till then, you'll have to deal with the shaky camera work and my radio face. So, cheers. I'm gonna sit and enjoy my tea.